Hey everyone, and welcome to Understandable English. Today, we are going to talk a bit about the slang or the way that students talk about university and their studies there. We're going to do this using 4 interviews with students that I found on campus. But first, let's talk about some context. Where are we? We are in Wisconsin, a state in the United States of America. We are on campus. This is like a small part of the city that belongs to the university. Specifically, we are at UW campus, University of Wisconsin. So some people will call this UW. Also, it's good to note that in the United States, we typically use the word university, college, and school, all to mean the same thing. So I could say that I went to university at UW, I went to college at UW, or I went to school at UW. All of these mean the same thing. I think the most popular ones to say are college or school. You don't often hear the word university unless it's in a more formal context. Let's start with interview 1. But first, I want to review the university structure, how we get our degrees and what we call them. Typically, we start with a bachelor's degree. This is the first 4 or 5 years of university study. After this, we can get our master's degree. This is typically 1 or 2 years. Many people will call their bachelor's degree their undergraduate degree, but many students will simply say undergrad. A master's degree, or even a PhD, is in the graduate school, or the grad school, your graduate degree. Now, let's listen to the first interview. This is a bit difficult, but don't worry. Afterwards, I will help you learn all the words and phrases that you don't know.
What year are you guys here in school?
I'm a master's student right now.
Okay, so what does that mean? You did a bachelor's degree already, and how long is your master's?
My master's is like a 1 to 2 year program, but I did a bachelor's here for 4 years.
Great, okay.
I'm a junior.
Junior, so you're an undergraduate.
Yep.
Wonderful. And what is your major?
Landscape and urban studies.
And your master's program
Is master's in quantum computing physics.
Awesome, wonderful. And how did you guys choose those various majors?
I was an engineering student and I got weeded out, and then I just happened to like that major, so I fell into it.
Yeah, I did astrophysics and physics for my undergrad, and then I wanted to go into grad school PhD, but it was like a difficult year for it, and so instead I applied to a few master's programs and got into this one and thought I'd continue.
Did you do your undergraduate here at Madison?
Yeah,
wonderful.
and I like the campus a lot, so
Awesome.
and it's a good department, so yeah.
Wonderful. Do you guys have any regrets about your majors, about your choices so far?
Yeah, I wish I had gone to a different school for this major instead of coming here for engineering.
I enjoy it here. Like I don't know. I'm from Minnesota, so it wasn't too crazy.
What about what other school would you be interested in going to that makes no regret?
Just more like East Coast schools, a school that actually has like a bigger department for what I want to do, since it's kind of lumped into another thing. Like my area of study would be better at like Georgetown or Johns Hopkins or something like that.
Are you originally from Wisconsin?
I'm from Maryland, DC area.
Okay, very good. Last one is, what is the hardest major on campus and why? And what is the easiest major on campus and why?
Hardest major is physics, just because I'm biased. The easiest major is, oh god, maybe I'll get like for this because I have friends in it, but I don't know where this video will end up, but like maybe like communications or something. I don't know. Or I don't know.
I would say the hardest major is chemical engineering, because it's engineering and chemistry, and the easiest major is communications.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No problem.
So, let's start with talking about how American students talk about what course or what year or what class they are in. Both in high school and in college or university, we use the words freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and sometimes even super senior. Freshman just means it's your first year. Sophomore means it's your second year. Junior, it's your third year. Senior is your fourth year. And people who come back for a 5th year are called super seniors, but that's more of a slang way of saying that. So you could say, I'm a freshman at the university. I'm a senior at the university. The next big important word whenever we talk about university or college in the United States is the word major. You often hear someone ask, "What's your major?" The major is what you study. For example, I study chemistry. My major is chemistry. I study Spanish. My major is Spanish. We heard the student in green say that he got weeded out. In a university or a college context, to be weeded out means that you were eliminated or deleted from your program. Some majors or programs only have, for example, 50 places for students, but maybe 100 people want to be in this major. After 1 year, only the 50 best students can go into the major. The other students who were weeded out have to choose a different major. To get into a program or a major just means that this program or major accepts you. They invite you to study. Before that, we always apply for a program or a major. This means that you give an application, you show them your marks or your grades, you explain why you are smart or good enough to study with them. We also heard the phrase lumped into one program or lumped into one thing. This means that there are many small things that are grouped together. They are lumped into one thing. Also, I think it will help to talk a little bit about geography to give you some context. We heard the shorter student in the white shirt talk about being from Minnesota. Minnesota is the state that is the neighbor to Wisconsin, to the northwest. The student in green is from Maryland. He said he's from the East Coast and he would have wanted to study in some East Coast schools. Maryland is over here, and we often talk about the two coasts or edges of the United States as being the East Coast, for example, where New York might be, and the West Coast, for example, where California might be. He also talked about the D.C. area. This means Washington, D.C., and the area that surrounds it. Georgetown is a university in Washington, D.C. Johns Hopkins is also a university that's located on the East Coast. It's in Maryland. Now, let's listen to this interview one more time now that you know all these words and phrases to help you understand. Go back and listen again. Now, interview 2 is a little bit easier now that we have some words and phrases from our first interview.
Tell me, what year are you guys in school?
We're sophomores.
Awesome. And what is your major?
I'm CS and math, computer science and math.
I'm also computer science and math.
Wonderful. And how did you guys choose those majors?
I'm good at math and STEM in general, and it sounded fun. And most importantly, it makes money.
Awesome.
I feel like it's just the most interesting. Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you guys have any regrets about your major?
Not yet.
Not at all. Yeah.
Have you guys thought about future prospects and jobs or anything like that?
Yeah. Thought about it. At the very least, I haven't gotten too into the job hunting market yet.
I'm probably gonna go to grad school. Yeah.
And what do you think in this entire university, what is the hardest major and what is the easiest and why?
Hardest, I'd say something with like medicine, maybe. I heard a lot of bad things about chemistry.
Hardest, I'd probably say, is physics. Yeah.
What about the easiest?
Easiest.
Also don't know a lot about it, but I've heard some things about like business.
Probably gender studies. Yeah.
We already talked about the word sophomore. This means it's his second year at the university or second year at the college. His major is CS or Comp Sci or computer science. Comp Sci or CS is just a way that students will talk about their own majors in a shorter or a more informal way. You could say, I'm a Comp Sci major. I'm a Comp Sci student. STEM is a very, very popular term to talk about science, technology, engineering, and math. A STEM major is physics or engineering, computer science or comp sci, and things like this. This term is used very often, even in formal contexts. Now, review the words we talked about and go back and listen again. Well, for this video, that is all. I'm happy you decided to learn some English today. If you learned something new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Try to write 5 sentences in the comments using these words and phrases that you learned today. As always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. Have a wonderful day. Toodles.